everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. I am your host, John. This is the weekly news show where you guessed it, we talk about all the news in the world of physical media. It was actually a pretty busy news week this week. We actually got some pretty big announcements. Scream and Shout Factory gave us their September announcements. Some steelbooks got announced, and that's actually where we're going to start. We're going to start with 1990's Night of the Living Dead. The one directed by Tom Savini is going to be coming to 4K steelbook in September from Sony. And I know a lot of people who actually consider this one of their favorite horror movies, so I know that they're pretty excited. I'm excited about this as well. I enjoy this film, so I'll definitely be picking this one up day one. Right in time for spooky season, so I'm really glad to see that. Tom Savini, the king of practical effects, or one of the kings of practical effects from the 1970s and 1980s, and, he directed this film, so of course, you imagine how good this one can be as well. Obviously, it's got a pretty big cult following. It's a remake of the original Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero, but this one's still different enough, and, it feels like the late 1980s to me, that it's good enough that I think people who haven't seen this one would enjoy it as well. And another steelbook. Now, we knew this was coming to 4K Blu-ray pretty soon, but we finally got our look at the box art and the 4K steelbook for The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And this is a great comedy from 2005, I want to say, the same year that The Office kicked off. So this was a big year for Steve Carell. This is when he was on top of the comedy world. Really big one for Judd Apatow. First time you really see guys like Seth Rogen in film. He was kind of big on Freaks and Geeks in 1999, but that show got canceled. Kevin Hart makes a great cameo appearance in this movie. So this one's getting the 4K Blu-ray treatment and getting the 4K steelbook treatment, and I really think they did a great job with it. This is probably one where I'll grab the steelbook if it's still available. It's coming out the same day as Casper and the 10th anniversary of Straight Outta Compton 4K steelbook. I have those two pre-ordered, so I might not get the 40-year-old version on day one, but I'm glad to see it getting this kind of treatment. The standard edition looks just like the Blu-ray I had from years ago, so they're kind of hoping that you would get the 4K steelbook since they put the work into that, whereas the standard edition looks like it's going to be your classic standard edition. Might not even get a slip cover, but hey, glad it's coming. Another one that's going to be coming, celebrating its 25th anniversary, is Erin Brockovich. This movie starring Julia Roberts, who actually won an Academy Award for this film in 2000, and that's the same year that Steven Soderbergh also directed Traffic, which is, in my opinion, the better film from 2000. Steven Soderbergh, who just loves making movies. Even in 2025, he put out two films. He puts out a new movie pretty much every year at least, even though he retired for a little while, then came back with Logan Lucky. But back in 2000, he gave us Erin Brockovich, and he gave us Traffic. I'm hoping that Erin Brockovich coming to 4K is going to open the door up for Traffic eventually coming to 4K Blu-ray as well. Like I said, I think that's the better film. We'll just have to wait and see if that actually comes to fruition. I heard a rumor that that might be coming from the Criterion Collection sometime later this year. Again, that movie's celebrating its 25th anniversary as well, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. I hope Traffic comes to 4K Blu-ray. Not that Erin Brockovich is a bad film. I don't think it's Julia Roberts' best performance, but it's still a really good one. Also, if you guys didn't get Twisters on 4K Blu-ray last year, or didn't pick up Twister on 4K Blu-ray last year, you'll be able to grab them in a double pack, which is pretty cool, so save yourself some space. I imagine it would probably be a little bit cheaper as well, since it's going to be coming in that double pack. Just think it's pretty cool that they're still doing this. That's kind of what a lot of people are probably waiting for, probably what they were expecting. We kind of get this all the time, like with Jurassic Park. Every time a new one comes out, they eventually give us a new collection with all the films in there. Speaking of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Rebirth also got its 4K steelbook announced. This is something that they kind of do now. When a new film is coming out on that same day, they usually want to show you what the steelbook's going to look like, kind of get people pumped up for the film, maybe get the physical media collectors to go out to theaters. Makes sense. I like what they're doing with the artwork here. I'm still not really excited for Jurassic World Rebirth, no matter how good that steelbook looks, because even if I see it in theaters, I'm definitely not going to be grabbing it on day one, I imagine. Unless it blows me away. We'll have to wait and see. I don't imagine it will, but hey, I got to see it first before I judge it, right? And another one that we got to look at the steelbook is a film that I saw in theaters this past week, is 28 Years Later, and that is one of my favorite films this year. The steelbook looks pretty good. I don't know if I'll grab that or the standard edition. We'll have to wait and see again on pricing. The steelbook I do like, but if the standard edition is cheaper and it's got a slipcover, I'll probably lean that way. I imagine it'll just look like the movie poster, which is fine. I think the movie poster for 28 Years Later is pretty cool. I don't know what happened with 28 Days Later. Weren't we supposed to get that on 4K Blu-ray? And I know a lot of people said that movie would look like shit on 4K Blu-ray, but I at least wanted it in my collection because I really like 28 Days Later. I think I like 28 Years Later better than 28 Days Later, and actually 28 Years Later might be one of Danny Boyle's best films in my opinion. Absolutely love that movie. Can't wait to watch it on physical media, and I can't wait to talk to you guys more about it. Really don't want to spoil anything yet just because, it's still a really new film and a lot of people haven't seen it yet. I just absolutely loved it. It's just one of those films that I can't wait to talk to you guys about. And, again, it'll be coming to 4K Blu-ray, I imagine, in like 3 months. Definitely be here in time for spooky season. And like I said at the beginning of the show, Shout and Scream Factory announced their September 2025 announcements. And the reason why I didn't lead with it is I wasn't really blown away by what they announced. The big one that they're promoting is Salvador on 4K Blu-ray, which is directed by Oliver Stone. And it's an Oliver Stone film that I haven't seen. And that's kind of a theme for like a lot of these releases. Like Mama on 4K Blu-ray, I haven't seen that film either. Ouija, the 4K Steelbook. Now, this is just a re-release of a 4K Blu-ray that they actually already released the standard edition of. This is something that, Scream Factory has adopted lately, is after the initial release, they will give us a Steelbook release. I don't appreciate that. I wish they would give the options up front because it kind of like, what they're trying to do is get the collector to double dip. And I get that, and people will do it, but, I feel you should give them the option up front. Not that Ouija's a very popular movie, and they probably know that, and probably like, if we put in the Steelbook, maybe we could sell more copies of it. I actually did a 4K Blu-ray review for that years ago, maybe in 2023. I recommend checking it out. I thought it was a good 4K Blu-ray. The film itself, not as good as the sequel, Ouija Origin of Evil, which doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray or 4K Steelbook release. And they're also giving us Halloween 1 and 2 in 4K Steelbook releases, which I love the artwork on, but again, I already have them, so there's no reason for me to grab these on 4K Steelbook. Those aren't two films that I feel the need to double dip with, and especially since the artwork that they give it, and especially since the artwork that they gave us years ago in those standard editions is like top notch. Like, the hard casing, we haven't gotten that much since, if we've gotten it since those like individual releases with the hard slide out casing. I'm not too sure if we've gotten those since then, but either way, those were great releases with great artwork. But I know some people who love Halloween, consider it one of their all-time favorite films, and Halloween 2 is a very slept-on sequel because it's pretty damn good and, it takes place right after Halloween. I think that they'll probably grab it, but I don't think there's any reason for me to double dip on this one. But hey, if you want to grab it, you know what? It's coming to 4K Steelbook in September. Samurai Resurrection. This is one I've never seen. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I haven't seen that. Sounds interesting, though. And My Life as a Zucchini. I've heard of this, but I haven't seen it. And then Peking Opera Blues on 4K as well. So like I said, a lot of movies that I haven't seen, really just Ouija's the only one I can really talk about. The rest of them I haven't seen. It does feel like a down month for Shout and Scream, but again, it just might not be the kind of month that appeals to me. Maybe you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments what you are interested. That's really it as far as the news goes for physical media. Remember guys, the Criterion Collection is having its 50% off sale on Barnes & Noble. Amazon is matching, but I do recommend just shopping from Barnes & Noble because if you don't buy it from them, they're going to stop doing the sale. And Amazon's only doing the sale to take advantage of Barnes & Noble doing the sale so that they can sell the copies as well. So they're just matching. But, you really want, I get that there's probably no free shipping for the Barnes & Noble compared to, your free shipping with Amazon, and it'll be here in 2 days. I get the appeal of that. The only thing is, again, we just won't get the sale if we don't really keep buying from Barnes & Noble. Only get from Amazon if, like, Barnes & Noble sells out of the item you want. That's it, because then you can't get it, and you want to get it at 50% off. I get that. And, again, you can pre-order stuff for this month that's coming out. So, Barry Lyndon, I pre-ordered it. It's coming out next week. Can't wait for it. I saw You Can Count on Me for the first time from 2000. That's coming out on July 29th on 4K. You could pre-order that. I might still do that. I'm just trying to build up some funds so I can get some more stuff before the sale ends. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. It's all the way through July 27th. Plus, 4th of July weekend. I'm sure there's plenty of 4K Blu-ray sales. Keep an eye out. It's a good time for us collectors to save some money. But that's going to do it here for me on another episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video if you could. And guys, we also have channel membership, so if you want to become a friend of the channel, a producer for the channel like Ben Rondo and John Doe Juggalo, you could do that. Or you could become a channel director like Uncle V, Kevin Kruger, Frank from Frank's Media Reviews, Nicholas Head, and our newest channel director, Stone Gasman. So welcome to the director's tier, and of course you can even bump it up to the channel bankroll member like Mr. Smelly Potato. But of course guys, if you have no money to throw my way, don't worry about it at all I hope is that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, get out in those streets, tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.